Yeah, hi everyone. Today I see the video. We should be live now. So today the topic that we are going to go through is something that is very interesting. I think last week I've been telling all of you to put in some of the inquiry or things that you are concerned about based on your own case, which is what I'm going to run through now. Okay, so I'm going to give me a while. Okay, so today I'm going to run through some case that have been put up to me. So there's 3 cases, but definitely I will be opening up more time to let anyone who have any questions. There is burning questions that you want to know now to do it live lah. So of course, if we are doing it live, there will be some interaction that I will run through some of the data and some of the analysis at the same time to run through with all of you to let you all see based on your scenario what should be the things that you all should be considering lah. Of course, for me, my direction is always on I'm not going to ask you to do anything, but more of like giving you some scenarios and looking at some past experience and transaction. So from there, you'll be able to make a better decision, because looking at all these things, it will make you know what is the current situation that you're in, and moving forward, what are the different cases that might come into the situation now. Okay, so now, for now, later after I finish the session, I will ask you all for like comments that next week, will you all be more keen to have session like that, which is you can ask me anything, which is the episode 5 today. So you can ask me anything that you want, or do you want to be more like there's a topic, there's a session that we are going to talk about on a certain thing. So I mean, share more on resale property to buy. Okay, so today I will not be, if you want to know more about resale property that you can buy, maybe you can actually drop me a message so that I can run through on based on another session that is about the because if we want to run through now based on what resale, it's impossible for me to find a resale based on the time that I have now. I need more time for research. So it's better for you to connect with me first so that I can run through and do some data analysis before I actually run a session on that. Of course, today I'm not going to just talk about it's not going to talk about new launch or resale. We have 3 things that we are going to run through today. So first is that there's one couple who actually put forward to me their portfolio. So they're asking me what should they do with their portfolio. They have 2 properties and what they should they do. Second case is actually someone actually texts me personally to ask me about their Kenrishuo purchase. So they do not know whether it's that unit, whether it's the best unit that they want to look at. And of course, based on Kenrishuo itself, is it a property that we want to would be good for investment. Okay, third one is, should I wait for my EC to privatize? So someone actually texts me to ask me, their EC is about 7 years old now, 6-7 years old. Should they wait another 3-4 years to wait for it to privatize, waiting for the price to go up? Okay, so these are the 3 cases that we are going to go through today. So the session today will be a bit shorter because I will just be running through the case. I do not have any topic in mind. Feel free to ask me if you got any questions that you would want to know. Just drop in the chat box. Okay, Ken? So I see the people are starting to come in to the live itself. So I just want to introduce myself again. I mean, some of you might not have been to the session before. I'm Alex here. So I'm investors, real estate investors. I'm agents myself. But of course, I do live weekly now in this circuit breaker timing for especially for agents. We still cannot go out to do anything lah. So we are doing it mostly virtually. And recently I realized there's a surge in terms of be it new launch or resale. There's a surge of transaction that's being done virtually lah. So I think most of us are moving towards this direction, and that's a good sign to I mean. The whole world is evolving. The whole thing is evolving. We have to adapt to the situation now. So of course, if you are buying through virtually, data, all this is very, very important, because if last time we are buying, when we are going to the show flats, we are going to resale, a lot of property is still purchased through emotion. But in today's market, to be very frank, it's more of like numbers and things like that to see whether it makes sense lah. Okay, so now I'm going through the first case. So what is the first case? Case one. Today we got three case. First case is about what? They actually passed me their numbers lah. So the husband portfolio, there's a husband and a wife. Both hold a property. What is happening is that they actually decoupled their C strand to buy another avenue south lah. But of course. So they're asking me why they put forward this because they're asking me to run through based on 3 years later what should they do. You see there's actually a lot of people in the market that they actually plan way ahead which means that we also do not want that 6 months later or 3 months later I'm going to buy a house then I start planning. I also want to do ahead planning, which means that I already know what I want and my this current purchase already have in mind what am I going to do in terms of the ownership, in terms of the percentage of the ownership to be so when I buy this house I already plan that what I want to do with the next house. So which means that I plan forward that 3 years later, 4 years later, the second house or the first house that I might want to sell. So now all the planning is already done in a way that one of the house I might not sell, one of the house I might sell. So these are the things that is very crucial, which I have seen a lot of customers that is stuck because they do not do any planning as of the purchase now. So they just say, this is just a own stay house, I don't care, I just buy based on 50-50 ownership. But they do not have the ahead planning in mind that they know that next time I might want to get a second property without selling this house. So these are some of the important factors that we want to go through. And of course, I am very glad that this couple approached me and they put up their case, so I can run through it with them in today's session. So this is just some of the brief things that they have sent me. First thing, they actually have a C strand. I do think that they are staying there. They have not tell me that whether they are staying there. There is 1216 square feet. The CPF use is 146. Outstanding loan 730. Salary is 15,000, which I have done my calculations. He have a car loan. With car loan, he can loan up to 1.51 million based on his age currently. Okay, he's 40 years old. Without car loan, he can go up to 1.797 million. Okay, so the car loan, there is certain ways that we can do it. First thing is, if you really do need, I come to this first. If you really do need a bigger car loan, first, some of the situation, I will ask my client to pay down their loan first. Okay, and of course, after you pay down your loan, you can actually take another loan later on with the bank itself. Okay. Second, which is for myself, I actually take loan from like Tokyo Marine, all these not the banks. Usually these facilities they will help you in one way because the car loan will not be calculated into your TDS. So there's some other ways that you can do it. Of course, you can approach your agents and you can approach me also. I can help you with the finances itself. So all this planning is very important. Okay. But of course, if you, we also do not want to overstretch in terms of we try to maximize your TDSR. So some of the times, maybe you might want to buy a property that is within this range, which is 1.51, which means you can even buy a property up to close to about $2 million really. So I do think that this is really a substantial amount. Okay, so now I go into his case. For his property, he's staying in C strand. So yesterday I did a webinar that is about this. Okay, I saw some question come in later. At the end part, I will answer all these things. So I did sharing on the whole prop next level, which is about the supply and demand. So today I'm going to also touch a bit about this. What is the key thing about this C strand? So when we want to understand whether we should keep or we should sell the property 3 years down the road. First, we got to understand is there still appreciation value in the property that we are holding? I mean, that is one of the key message that we want to understand before we make the decision to even want to sell or want to continue to keep or things like that. So now we can start planning. You look at this area, C strand is here, TOP in 2014. And among all these, C strand is actually one of the oldest. Of course, watercolors is the same age as C strand. Why I say so? Because MOP in 2019, which means it TOP in 2014. Okay, so you look at C strand, Ripple Bay, and CS Star. So this area is having a lot of condos and 2 ECs. So C Horizon were MOP in 2021. Why for EC I particularly put the MOP rather than the TOP because they can only sell their EC at the MOP point, which means they will only become your competitor when they MOP. When they TOP, it doesn't concern you because they cannot sell. So they just move in, things like that. So what I'm concerned here is that for C-Strand, I mean, this is my opinion, but of course, the person who approached me, if you are watching, you can go through this and make your decision. What I'm concerned here is that you see, you are actually the oldest and watercolors just came out of the market. If you realize for C-Strand, the price didn't move much because there is, when after your TOP, there is like supply coming in all the way. And 2019, just one more batch of condo that is 416 units. There's in the market. I'm not saying that 416 all for sale, but definitely there's a good amount of units on sale because EC usually owners reach MOP, they will be looking at selling maybe about 30%. Okay, and 1 year later, next year 2021, there is 495 units C horizon that is also in the market. So if you look at these two, it's going to affect your price further. Which what I think is that the price will either be very stagnant, or I would say there will be a slight drop, or maybe there will be quite a good amount of drop, which I'm going to show you here. This is what I shared yesterday. This is MV 2013 and 2015 TOP, 2017, 2018, and Belsa MOP in 2019. So 4 more cluster TOP, which their numbers are much bigger because they are 900 units, 900 units, 900 units. So add up to be about 3,000 units that is after MV TOP. And this result in the prices of MV, 2014 average. You see, why I take 2014? Because it's just right before all this start to flood the market. Pallet, usually the projects will start selling when it TOP. So pallet TOP in 2015. So after 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, if you realize almost every year there's new units coming out into the market, and it actually affects MV prices quite really. So you see 2014, they are going at the average of how much? 1,001 per square foot for MV. You see there's even some touching about 1,002. Okay, in 2019 or 2020, it dropped to 900 plus, and there is even unit transacted $800 per square foot. Key thing is you have to realize all these competitors are all newer. They just TOP. They are comparing to you in terms of condo to condo, they are newer. Comparing to EC to condo, EC usually have a bigger space and they are cheaper. So all these competitors will actually not help you in a way. A lot of people have been telling me that when there's new properties coming up, you will pull out your prices. But recently I realized it didn't happen in this manner. Yes, if there is only one. If there is 3, 4, 5 condos that's coming up back to back, it will not help your prices. So I think just now I saw someone mentioning that you are watching. So maybe you can really go and see your past 2 years, did the C-Strand prices move up a lot? Because usually at the TOP, the price move up and it will become stagnant. So is your price very stagnant or your price got deep a bit? So if your price are dipping because of the TOP of these two, okay, wait, I go back. TOP of Ripper Bay and Siesta, then you really must be concerned that once these two MOP is going to affect your price more. Because I'm also marketing unit in Ripper Bay, not easy to sell. Actually, at TOP, they actually get the best amount of profit that time. But at this time frame, it's not easy to move a unit there. Mainly because there is always, there is so many choices and they're all nearby and they're all around the same age. Okay, so that's for your C-Strand. Of course, I don't want to go in deep into your finances today. Definitely, I think based on your finances, if I look at this, I do not know whether you have still have like cash with you, but you have sent me that you also have OA sums in your CPF, which work out if you sell your C-Strand, let's say at 1 million, you'll take back about 270 plus your OA 160, you have about 400 plus thousand, which is good enough just with this amount, not touching your savings yet to actually change to a bigger house. So definitely we also need to do the calculation on this properly. Okay, so coming back here, we look at the second one, which is your wife portfolio, which she just bought Avenue South. I didn't ask what price you buy because because once you already bought, I do not want to do any comment on whether that property can make money or not, because this is not you already buy lah. So okay, so based on the salary, all this, you can get a 599 loan, but of course you can do your pledging, your unpledging, to help you buff up your loan amount lah. I mean, all these things can be done for your side. Okay, so next we look into this property. As this is a 1-bedroom, so I pull out all the 1-bedroom profitable transaction. So moving forward, what are you looking at? I think very definitely, if you look at this, this is Commonwealth Tower. You see the profit, only one unit exceed 150. The rest is all around 100,000 range. You take an average of about 110, 120. So this is almost the amount that you are looking at to make, because bear in mind it's a small unit. So let's say, I mean, Avenue South, there's 1 bedroom of 500 over square feet. But if you say 500 square feet, just 500 square feet, 150,000 profit is already 300 per square foot increment, which is considered quite a lot. So, which I feel if you can hit about 120 to 150 profit, it's time for you to let go. You will not be looking at more from beyond that, because this is actually for Commonwealth Tower. You look at this is 8 River Street. I take two closest to town new launches, but they are in different timing because 8 River Street is a bit earlier and you see 8 River Street, they are looking at maximum of how much? 137. Okay, because of the size. You see, even 137, it jumped by how much? $310 per square foot, which is already a lot. You see, from 1,003 to 1,006 is a good jump that you are looking at. If not, usually 1 bedroom, I will advise all my clients to do what? To keep it for rental. 1 bedroom, you will not be looking at huge amount of capital appreciation. It's more for what? It's more for like, when when you buy, you see a bit of appreciation, you rent out, you take the rental, you keep it, you pay your installment, you slowly keep it as a savings plan, you cover your interest, you take a bit of passive income. So 1 bedroom, I will focus, if I'm buying 1 bedroom, I will focus on one thing, is how much rental I can generate versus the purchase price I'm going in for. So if you are focusing on this, then that is okay. But like what I said, if you're thinking about capital appreciation, if you hit 100, faster let go. You're not going to see 200,000-300,000 in this market. I would say this is definitely not going to be. If you hit that, it's really that your luck is quite good but I'm not. We are not trying to play by luck. So we are trying to play by what? Facts and figures. Seen a lot of transactions. You can go back and see a lot of those projects that have made profit from 1 bedroom. Usually is at the 100,000 range. We don't see more touching 200,000. So 2 things. If you hit 100 plus and you still want to keep, bear in mind there will be a slight drop. You keep it for rental. You keep it for another 5 years or so. So your timeline of your investment for this Avenue South, 2 possibilities. First possibility, 3rd year TOP, hit the amount of profit, you sell straight away. You don't want to rent. You don't want to do anything. Second option, you take keys, you rent out for another 5 years. Okay, the next 5 years you just try to keep it tenanted consistently. Don't care about the let's say the market price is 2.5. If you get a 2.2 or 2.3 offer, just take it first just to keep the installment, the interest are being paid by the tenant itself. Okay, so another 5 years, then you look at selling, because once you sell after 5 years later, all the money that the tenant pay are going back to you. So at that point of time, you might be looking at 200 or 250,000. We will not say profit, but savings plus profit, because the savings that is done by the tenant for you, they are paying your installment. So your what your first when you pay your installment, there is interest and principal amount. Your principal amount is being paid by your tenant. So all these things will come back to you. So I would say two time frame, 3 years and 8 years. So you decide and think what is the best for you. As of C-strand, I would say once it's time that your SSD is over, do consider selling it, because we are actually cluttered in a location that you have quite a number of projects that is going to compete with you. And I have seen many examples when you have too many new projects coming together, it's not going to help you. Okay. So now I move on to the case 2. Okay, so case 1, I think if you got any more questions later at the last part, we can actually run through. But now I'm going to case 2, which is someone actually put up this thing to me, which is whether he's looking at Kenrishuo, 2 units that he's looking at, which is 0289, 0285. Is it a good buy? So I think I shared about Kenrishuo, their break-even price is about 16 plus. So this is 17 plus, which is about $100. Considering is quite a good amount that we are looking at, because the amount is quite little lah. But bear in mind, you also have to look at the other units that we are having in Kenrishuo itself. So I'm very familiar with Kenrishuo. So I saw quite a number of units there at the initial part lah. Okay, so one thing you have to see, you see this is these two facing the road lah. Okay, so we have to take a comparison of all the units that is facing the road. Okay, so one more unit here, 07, you see, 0207, I think it's under reserve now. I do not know whether the option is issued, but if it's still there, it's 1.29 million. Same size, same layout, everything same, 60,000 cheaper. You're facing a bit lousier because you are what? There's an entrance here. Which I do not think that this is going to be a big problem, but 60,000 difference for a 700 square feet unit is quite a lot of money, because it's close to, you see, it's close to 100 per square foot, $80 per square foot, which will make a lot of difference in terms next time when you want to sell. Okay, but then we look at another unit, which is the 3-bedroom. If you look at this, 1.353, and this 3-bedroom is 1.497. So it's about 130,000 difference between the 2 and the 3, which make me feel the 3-bedroom actually make much more sense. So but definitely you also have to look at the locality itself, because for Kenridge, you want to buy 3, because Kenridge is a very different location that we are talking about. Why? It's either own stay or there is a mixture of own stay and investor there. Okay, which means why? Because the rental yield in Kenridge is good. Okay, the 1-bedroom, the 2-bedroom, the 1-bedroom I've seen 300 square feet plus square feet unit rental at 2,000, 2,002. So the 1-bedroom here I would say close to 2.5. Okay, so the rental is good. But there is a lot of people who in that location who want buy for own stay also. So if I'm buying Kenridge, I will go for two type of units. One is the biggest 3-bedroom. Okay, which this one doesn't fit into the criteria that I'm looking at. Okay, so I will look at the biggest, because buy for own stay, they need comfort. You know, all those people who are staying there, who are used to there, they are all used to space. Okay. Second, is buy the smaller type of the unit for rental purposes. So that's why if you have noticed, all the 1 and 2-bedroom are almost all snap out already. So if you want to look at the 2-bedroom, you try to look at the cheaper unit, because this is not going to affect a renter in, not saying that you face the entrance, your rental will be $500 cheaper. No, you will still maybe get the same rental or even higher, depending on whether you, sometimes rental is depending a bit on luck, like, you know, the tenant profile, the amount the tenant is paying you is really, I would say it's not like your unit is facing is better, you get a lot more. No such thing unless you are in the town area. So your rental will be almost the same. Why not save the $60,000? But of course, if that's why I was sharing, if you notice, you go for different district, you need to look at different things. Now I'm sharing this. You see Commonwealth Tower. Commonwealth Tower, the 2-bedroom, and usually the 2-bed compare, because I sort by the highest to the lowest profit, which means these are all the highest profit in Commonwealth Tower. They are all $300,000 profit, but they are all the small units. Do you realize? Because this area are a lot of focal point is on rental, on investment. There is quite a good number of people who is investing themselves. So that's why the smaller unit with a good rental yield are the one that is appealing. So you see, 689, they are off. Even 689 are making more money than the 900 square feet 3-bedroom, which is what I'm very surprised at. You see, the 753 is at the lower point. Okay, but the 689 one are all the one that make the most money. Okay, but differently, you look at this. Wait, I show you this High Park. High Park is different. Why High Park is different? Because you look at High Park, the one that make the most money are all the bigger units. Okay, so because why? Because High Park is in a location that is more for own stay. So the smaller unit next time will not have demand in terms that when you are selling. So what I'm trying to say here is that if we look at, I just take an example, if we look at Treasure, it's a very different thing. Why I say so? Because my personal opinion, if you buy Treasure, you try not to buy the small one. You try to buy the bigger unit. Why? Because you see, the bigger unit is, Treasure is an estate of what? For own stay. There is not a very good element of investment element there. So you want to buy a unit that is like this, like the High Park residences, that next time you are selling to who? Your main bulk of buyers are buying for own stay one. So you need to know and understand your location is buying more for stay or investment, which is like I shown you, Commonwealth Tower is more for investment point. So just now someone just asked in the chat, Kenridge is better for homestay or rental. So that's why I just now mentioned, Kenridge is having a mixture. So if I'm buying Kenridge, I will either buy the biggest unit or the smallest unit, because smallest unit give me the best rental yield. Biggest unit, let me sell easier, because in future, they will not want a small unit in that vicinity. They will not like want to buy most of the, I would say the 1,000 square feet plus unit will have a better resale value than the 900 square feet unit. Based on 3-bedroom. Because why? Because the people there all are used to bigger units. So if you want to buy a 3-bedroom, go for the bigger one. If you want to buy the 2 and the 1, go for the cheapest one. As of now, what you have currently in the development itself. So that will, because why? The smaller one will give you what? Better rental yield. But the big one, you cannot try to buy the cheap one. Because why? Because you need to what? You need to be having a house that's in future easier to sell for people that is comfortable for own stay. Okay, Ken? So now we go back to the last case. I run through the last case, then I will open up to the questions. Like I say, today is more like a very light-hearted session that we are running through a lot of case, and definitely we are going to it's going to be like how do I say a session that we later you all can ask more questions, but definitely now I run through the last case before we what okay, so now we see third case is actually what I run through back. Third case is actually for a EC. Should we wait until the EC privatize to sell? Because this is one of the key questions. Because there's a few of the people ask me this question: should I wait or should I sell? Because my EC just passed MOP, 6 years, 7 years. I'm thinking whether should I wait another 3 years for it to privatize, because a lot of people have been saying once the EC privatized, foreigner can come in and buy, the price of the EC will move up. So a lot of EC owners are waiting. I can't say a lot, maybe a good number of them are waiting to see whether they should do anything now. So today I'm going to address this, and you know I'm always a very factual person. So what am I going to show you? I'm going to show you here 2 projects, 2 EC, Park Green and Bishan Loft. So why these 2? Because very you look at here, I circle here, the completion is in 2004, which means the privatization is in 2014. So because 2009 will be the MOP another 5 years will be the full project privatized So the 2014, when it privatized, what happened? That time the foreigner ABSD is very happy, if you remember very clearly. So at that point of time, all the foreigners are not, in my opinion, I tell a lot of people that foreigners are not buying mass market. They are mostly all the very rich one, then they buy. The halfway one will be renting a place, because you buy a house 1 million, you pay 200 over 1,000 stamp duty. A lot of them cannot take out that kind of money. So that's one thing. But if you look at this very clearly, what is the percentage of the foreigner here? 0.7%, which clearly state one thing. What is the one thing? That really foreigners are not buying in. Okay, so especially for EC like that, I have seen those older EC, the percentage might be 3-4%, 5% of foreigner, but those newer ones not say newer ones are those that just passed MOP, those at about 15 years mark all their foreigners numbers are very low. So if the foreigners is like that, now I want to ask all of you one question. If the foreigners is only less than 1%, how does this push up the price of the EC when it privatize? Because there's no new influx of buyer coming in. We have to understand this point. No new influx of buyer means what? The price will not come out. The demand didn't come out. Why does MOP push up the prices? Because MOP PR can start buying. So you see the percentage of PR, 12%. Okay, so when they come in, what happened? They push up, the demand come in. The demand come in, what happened? The price have to go up. So you see, same thing, Bishan Loft. I don't know why the color is different, but it's showing the same thing. Here is Singaporean, here is PR, 0% of foreigner. Also what? 2013, where the ABSD is already in place. So those who are waiting for the EC to MOP, then say sell. No, to privatize, then sell. I would say you better sell now. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to push you to do anything, but the main thing is what I'm trying to say is that if you are waiting for the privatization for the price to push out again, high chance will not happen. I've seen many cases. But if you are keeping it just for own say, things like that, then it's fine. But if you're talking about, I want to make more money, I want to wait for privatization so that there's another round of growth, then the chances of it happening is very low. If you can see all those things that I'm sharing based on the C-strand, the EC, I'm very based on past transaction and the facts that we are looking at all these data to decide what to do moving forward. So if you are able to do research and checks based on your own property, usually I always advise my clients and anybody who want to buy or sell property, please do a lot of checks and research and based on your own needs to decide what you want to do moving forward. So not saying that I how do I say I buy because of what? Because of discount, because of all these things. Because I recently hear one quote is what? A lot of people want buy shares or buy property, they want to buy low, sell high. But he say one thing, he say he's not looking at buy low, sell high, he's looking at buy strong, sell weak. Meaning buy strong property or buy strong stocks and sell the weak one. So then we are looking at a longer growth. Doesn't mean you buy low, it will not go lower. So we do not know all these things. That we need to buy property that will have demand. You need to buy property that next time people will want to buy over from you. So do all your facts check before you make your next move. And I'm definitely open now to have the Q&A. So we have about 70 over people here. So maybe you can start to have some questions. Okay, first thing I would like to also say, all those who are in the live, y'all can, if y'all find that today's session is useful, y'all can actually help me share the page, share the live, invite your friends to come in also. Next time we can this session I'm doing it just purely for what? Purely for everyone to come here together and we can learn together. Because when we have more cases, we actually learn faster. Because when you throw in cases to me, then I actually have something to actually research on. Because based on myself alone, I will not have so much things or so much case that is in my mind. Okay, so next week now is 1:30. Next week, I want to ask all of you, do you all think that it's better to do another session of Ask Me Anything? Okay, or is it better to do a topic and we run through the topic? I would like to ask the crowd that is here today. Suddenly the numbers start to come in. So next week, do you all think it's better to do a session that you all can ask me, put in your case to me, so that I can run through at the live session? Or is it better to do what? Do you anybody have anything? What do you all think? One, okay, you all put one or two. One is I run through a same session of Ask Me Anything so that you all can put in all the questions to me. Second is I think of a topic, I run through the topic. Can you all start to one or two? Ask Me Everything, better. Okay. Anybody else? Gina say Ask Me everything. Okay, Ask Me Everything. Prefer Ask Me Anything. Okay, can. So I think a lot of people, I think I saw two of you. If the rest, you all can start to put in some of the things. Two, okay. Can. Okay, anybody else, so that I can think what should we do next. But of course, I also need all your help to do what, to also send me some of your questions so that we can learn together lah. Okay, 2, 1. Okay, different. There's split opinion Never mind. I will live example more relevant. Okay, good. Okay, so I think a lot of people prefer that. So I think next week, first part is topic and second part is ask me anything. Thank you. So maybe one small part of topic and once then after that I open up to ask me anything that you want. Okay, Ken. Okay, I hear all of you. Thank you very much for all your comment. Send question to me on my page. Okay, so you all can actually send a message to my page. Okay, just on my page. When you all get out, just send a message to me directly on the case. Okay. So, okay, now is I'm open to some questions. Anybody got any things that you all are thinking and you all want to really ask me at this time, that I will try my best to answer all the things that you all are curious about? Okay, anybody? I scroll back first. I think some of you have some questions. What do you think of Florence residence 3-bedroom? Okay, so like I always do, I do not want to be very biased on anything, but in terms of Florence, I would say the 900 plus square feet unit look decent to me. Why? Because not all projects come with the smaller compact size 3-bedroom come with a enclosed kitchen. In D19, or we say in the mostly the mass market, I only saw 2 projects that 900 square feet come with enclosed kitchen. One is Florence, one is Riverfront Residences. So it's very, very important if you want to buy a project, especially a 3-bedroom for own stay one, to have an enclosed kitchen. Okay, so because that will help you, because in future when you want to sell without enclosed kitchen, it's not easy for you to resell the market. So that is very, very key point that you want to take note. And like I say, 900 over square feet, there's only these 2 developments that offer this. Okay, but of course, going in, you still need to choose the right unit, things like that. That is also very, very important. But bear in mind, I want to be very open on everything. Florence did already increase price, so you got to check your downstairs, upstairs, what price they are purchasing. And I'm not saying that increased price you can't buy, but you got to know. You don't want to be buying in and people tell you that, oh, you buy at the best price, but after that you check, my upstairs buy cheaper than me. So at least you understand that upstairs already buy cheaper than you, and you buy maybe 2-3% higher than them or 4%, but you're okay with it. And you know of this fact, then you go ahead. Okay, so you want to buy the 900 plus square feet unit. Okay. How can resale? Wait, I go down. Can I share topic on choice of new projects to buy? You mentioned Park Star not a good choice. How come? Okay, sorry. I want to readdress this thing. I didn't mention Park Star not a good choice. Don't put things into mind, because it's very scary for me to say such thing. I didn't say that. I say what? I said if I'm buying Park Star, I'll be buying what? I'll be buying the bigger unit, the 3-bedroom. Okay, key thing is what? Key thing is that the 1 and 2 is already at the price, the PSF, all this is already at the point that I think I do not think that's the best option that I have in the market itself. Okay, so if Park Star, the 3-bedroom, they still have very attractive PSF of 1.5 plus, which means what? For Park Star, I would prefer to go for a 3-bedroom. So I'm a very objective person. Every project, there's certain type of units that I go for. I can't say, because we can't say one project everything can buy one. So if we say that, then that is not so true, because certain areas, there's certain units that is more in favor of us. Like example, even the number of units the developer built in the development also will affect our future prices. So you need to know, you need to know whether this number of units next time, will there be enough demand to buy over all these things. Like example, why I share like Treasure, we want to buy the bigger unit, especially a 3-bedroom, because there's only 300 over units of 3-bedroom in Treasure, the big one, 300 plus, which I think most of the time we buy the bigger unit, we are buying for own stay. So let's say a good 85% and 90% keep for own stay. There's only about 30 plus unit on the market, in the market next time, which is not a big number. So you need to think, if you buy a 1-bedroom in Treasure, okay, and most of the 1-bedroom next time they want to resell together, then how are you going to sell? So then you need to see the number of 1-bedroom in Treasure, how big is the number? If it's like 500 units, then it's very scary. You get what I mean? So all these things you need to check properly before you make your purchase. For me, it's like I say, all projects, there's certain type of units that is better, certain type of units that is not the best type that I would say that I want. Okay. So Charlotte asks, Avenue South residences, which type is better suited for the area? I do think Avenue South is a location that next time will be, it's like a very mixture of area. It can be a investment area, it can be a own stay area, but the rental yield will not be super fantastic because of the, One Pearl Bank still have a much better location, but of course One Pearl Bank is much more expensive. So, but what I'm trying to say is that if you compete rental, they might beat you. Because if they rent 2.5 and you rent 2.5, you will not be able to compete. So you need to lower your rental. So in fact, if you go into Avenue South, I would say go for the bigger unit, especially the 3 compact and 3 premium. Because the 3 premium, I seen unit at about $2 million, somewhere there. Lower floor unit, pool view unit. If you go high floor, you can see the sea, but I do not think that is important. So the low floor, you still got a nice pool view. Maybe you get a pocket sea view. And it's 1109 square feet. For One Pearl Bank, the 1098 square feet unit, 3 bedroom also, transacted at 2.8 million or 3 million, I can't remember. So there's a good about 800,000 to 1 million gap for a same size unit. One got MRT, one no MRT, but 1 million. So I personally see the price of the 3 bedroom there, I think it's a good buy. And the locality is we are still near to the town. We are near to Vivo City. I mean, it's still a good place. Especially those who buy 3 bedroom, usually they drive. So that place, I would say, my opinion, the best option would be the 3 room. Okay, Ken? Any other question? So case study on TOP selling new launch. What do you mean, Gary? I do not understand your question. Case study on TOP selling new launch. Okay, so I think now there's no more question coming in. But of course, I'm open. Like I say, next week I might be still doing this. You can ask me anything. But like Eugene suggests, I might be doing a short sharing. Then after that, I'm open up to let you ask me any questions that you have. So from there. From then on, maybe every session will be that like 15 minutes or 30 minutes of sharing. Then after that will be more of like a time that you can throw in all your question, or I take your question, then I will just do a case study based on your question for you. So which property in Pasir Ris Grove and Upper Serangoon are we buying now? Why not we put this into the next session? You can text me because you didn't state that very importantly is you are looking at resale or new launches. Okay. In fact, if you ask me, these 2 locations, I try not to buy the older properties because these 2 locations are cluttered with a lot of condos. Okay, so especially like you see, Pasir Ris Grove. If you're talking about Pasir Ris Grove, it should be. I do not have the map with me. It should be the Coco Palm area or the other side. Where is that? Just now I mentioned. So that 2 area. I mean, regardless of which one, we talk about these 2 areas. They are all cluttered with a lot of condos. So if you are buying a resale in that location, you will lose out. Why? Because the price will continue to go down along the way. Okay. And if you are talking about Upper Serangoon, that side, Riverfront is the newest one. But if you talk about like King's Water Bay, Boat House, all this, when Riverfront TOP, it will affect the prices. Definitely, because people will tend to want to go for a newer one, and it's definitely a much bigger project to begin with much better facilities to compete with the rest. So the rest will start to lose out and lose the attraction of the buyers, which will actually bring down the price. But I do not see a huge drop, maybe a 5 to 10% drop. So if you ask me, I do not suggest you buying resale in this location. You want to buy resale, you buy in areas that is having no new properties. Maybe let's say you're 15 years old. The rest are all around 15 or 13 or maybe 18 years old. So you're all the same, and there's no new plots for you to build new condos. You want to buy resale, you try to go for this location, and better off if you can buy a freehold. Okay, Ken. So I just take one last question. So there is no, okay, there's 2 more questions. There's no new launch in D20, no GLS. JSK is the one and only one. How about the capital upside rental? Which unit type is good? So Jetscape, I would say a good thing is there's no supply in that whole vicinity. So usually I see Bishan, all this location, the prices are actually quite good. But like what I mentioned the last session, the only thing is the break-even price that we are talking about. But the thing is that Jadescape area, you try to buy something that is more towards own stay, because you must remember Bishan area, we can't say there's a lot of investors. Bishan area is like an own stay town, but it's near to the, it's an own stay area, but it's near to the town. So a lot of people buying there are usually own stay buyers, and they love Bishan and they will not leave Bishan. So like I got buyers who I tell them, like I see another better opportunity out there, but they die want to buy Jadescape. Why? Because they love that location, they love Bishan, no choice one. So these are is a very different concept that we are talking. So Bishan, I would say you buy the bigger unit, it will be better. My opinion, but of course you can have your own opinion and your own research. Okay, so which is better, Claremont or Park Clementis? I would not say which one better location. Park Clementis, there is obviously an advantage of what the schools and the MRT. Okay, but if you ask me, to drive into Park Clementis, the road, sometimes I always very messed up. I always want to turn in, suddenly reach the AYE, because I think there's a turn that you need to make. If you miss that, you will go straight to the expressway. So if you ask me my personal opinion, I do not say that I really like that location, but the schools is a very, very big selling point for Park Clementis, because of the school. Next time you are selling to a lot of own stay buyers, they want to go to that school, so things like that. I think it's Su Chin, or I can't remember. So but it's a very famous school there. So a lot of people buying there is for the school. So Claremont lose out on the school level, which I mean both of them got their pros and cons. Main thing is still down to the price. So Claremont, we do not know the price yet. You need to look at the prices before you make a decision moving forward. And also, like I say, not just comparing projects. You want to compare what? You want to compare the unit. So maybe based on my take, if you want to buy Park Clementis, it should be buying the 3-room. Okay, because the area, 3-4 room, the area is more for what? Own stay owners, because they want to get their kids into school, things like that. You buy Claremont, maybe you want to buy the smaller unit for rental purposes. Okay, because maybe it's more accessible or things like that. So you need to study based on all these things, down to the unit, down to every unit, the prices. So very, very different. Okay. So I see Hui Min, Douglas, hello. Thanks for coming. Okay. So I do not want to take more questions because it's already for 15 minutes. If you got anything that you want to know more, you can drop me a text. Because just now someone asked me 3-4 bedroom private live units, any thoughts? I didn't really go in depth into studying Park Clementis yet, but if you really want this to be on the next session, which you can join me next Saturday, send me the message, because I will not be able to look through here. So you send me directly, then from there I will do up a case for you. I will go and study the private live one. I will let you understand. I will explain why it's not moving well. All these things I will run through with you, so that we all can learn together. I think I think the happiest thing in this circuit breaker is that I think I personally have learned a lot of knowledge, researched a lot of things, and I'm very happy that we are here together. When you ask questions, when I answer, we all learn and we share together. I think that is one of the most important thing, especially in this time that we can't gather. I mean, I can't even have coffee with my friends. Yesterday we received the news say that now we can have 5 person to go and have coffee after the phase 2. I think some of us are so happy, but end of the day, we also scared to go out because we don't know whether we go out, whether anything will happen. Okay, Ken? So I was referring to what I meant is study if we can buy certain new launch, say top 5 that are selling very well. Thanks. So top 5 projects. I would not have any top 5. I want to clarify this. I would usually based on this manner. Project A, certain unit. Project B, certain unit. So no project that is in the top 5. So it's more like this project. Like example, just now someone asked me, what is the opinion of Affinity? Affinity, there is 2 stacks that is very interesting. So I will only focus on these 2. Like there's a 1-bedroom stack that is almost 80,000 cheaper than the same stack, and not same stack, that same view that is transacted. So same size, everything same, and they are both facing the pool view. And there's a 3-bedroom stack that is at 1,372 lowest per square foot, which is only $40 from the profit margin. And 3-bedroom, 1,152 square feet at 1.6 million. So Affinity, I'm very focused in this too. That's why I say I don't have like top 5 projects. There's in my list, it's not like that. It's more like, this project I prefer this unit, this project I prefer this unit, things like that. Okay. So Alex once bought condo, when can exit? Okay, so I will just take this last question. So once you bought a condo, when can exit? It depends on your condo itself. I would like you to actually put forward the questions to me. What kind of condo you are buying? Because different condo, we have different exit timing. If you are buying resale, usually I would suggest go for a freehold, lesser projects in the surrounding. Long run, you can keep for 5, 10, 15 years. Don't mind, because it's a freehold. But if you are buying a new launch, usually we will try to exit. The best time to exit is at the TOP time. But of course, sometimes we want to stay, things like that. So you try not to exit after the 5 years mark. You try to exit within the first 8 years. Okay, so different projects, there is different specs and different things that we look at. So if you want to understand based on your case more, drop me a message. Let me understand your case so that I can run through a session based on your case. Okay, so today I would not want to take you up anymore. Those who have not seen the video, you all can later, is in my page, you all can come in and see. And those who are here and you find it useful, please share and let your friends know. Invite more people to come in. And those who have not followed me, you can follow my page so that next time if there's live, you will be informed. So everybody all of us can learn together. Okay, so Jenny, you can actually text me your case, which location you are looking at. I put forward to the next session. Okay, so I for now, it's already at almost 2 o'clock. I wish you all the best. Stay safe, and let's hope for the phase 2 to come soon so that we can go out and mingle with everyone very soon. But I will also still be doing this weekly live, but I might not be doing on Saturday. So if there's any change of timing, I'll let you all know. Okay, so I see you guys next week. Send me all your questions. I'll run through this session again. I see you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.